So it looks like we might be neighbors pretty soon. There's nothing I like better than introducing someone to the Space Coast area. It can be tough finding the perfect combination of town, neighborhood, and house that you like whenever you move. But it can be even tougher when you aren't all that familiar with the area. I pride myself on helping people make the best decision possible in the short time they have to get the lay of the land when they relocate here. With that said, this booklet isn't going to be fluffy welcome to the area information, like what the best ice cream places, restaurants, and things to do are. But I'll be glad to give you my insights and opinions on those things if you want. Nor does this jump right into focusing on how to find and get the best home at the best price for your wants and needs. While that is obviously a huge concern and part of the process for you, jumping right into the fun stuff can cause you some issues if you don't know about the things we will get into here. This booklet is a deeper, in-between-the-lines look into some aspects of relocating that most buyers don't expect and many agents just don't think about. I hope this booklet will help you make as smooth a transition as possible. Do you have a relo package? Not everyone moves to a new area due to a career change, but it's a pretty common reason. And when they do, there's always a chance that the company they're moving for will offer a relocation package, aka relo package if you want to sound like this isn't your first rodeo. However, a relocation package isn't offered to everyone who's being asked to relocate for a job, so this might not apply to you at all. The thing is, in the excitement, some people rush right into starting their home search before knowing whether or not they do have a relo package, only to find out once they've already started the process and made some decisions. Doing this can lead to unexpected issues and perhaps a loss of the benefits the company is willing to offer. So if you're moving to this area for a particular company and you don't know whether or not you're entitled to a relo package, make sure to ask the company and find out before moving forward any further. You don't have to use their agent. If you are offered a relo package, chances are good that the relocation company and/or your employer will more or less lead you to believe that you have to use one of their approved real estate agents to remain eligible for the benefits of the relocation package. They'll typically give you 3 agents from different companies to choose from. In this respect, they do give you some choice. They claim the agents are certified or trained in relocation practices, but that could simply be a few hours of in-class or online training. While the agents they recommend are approved by them, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're the best agents to choose from. It also doesn't necessarily mean that the agents they refer to you aren't great agents. It mostly just means that the agents they are recommending are in their system and have agreed to pay a referral fee back to the relocation company. They'll typically give you 3 agents from different companies to choose from. In this respect, they do give you some choice. They claim the agents are certified or trained in relocation practices, but that could simply be a few hours of in-class or online training. While the agents they recommend are approved by them, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're the best agents to choose from. It also doesn't necessarily mean that the agents they refer to you aren't great agents. It mostly just means that the agents they are recommending are in their system and have agreed to pay a referral fee back to the relocation company. A great agent isn't just someone who will drive you around, give you a tour, open the door to a bunch of houses, and help you find a home you like. There's a lot more to the process, and especially so when you are relocating. So make sure to find someone who's knowledgeable, skilled, and who will represent your best interests in every aspect. My best recommendation is for you to do your research and choose the agent you want to represent you throughout the process. If the agent you find and choose isn't already approved by the relocation company, they can usually get approved by simply making a phone call or 2 and filling out some paperwork. Benefits are not always beneficial. One last segment on relocation packages. Getting offered a relocation package seems like a pretty sweet deal to most people, and they just sign on the dotted line before truly reading through the entire agreement and understanding exactly what the benefits and costs are. Costs aren't necessarily monetary. After all, on the surface, a relocation package seems to be giving you monetary benefits, like perhaps covering the cost of movers, hotel stays, food, incidentals, and flights. But relocation packages differ. They don't all offer extensive benefits, and the costs to you can be subtle and only realized once you've already signed the agreement and are in the middle of the process. While the costs as a relocating buyer aren't as bad as they can be as a seller, it still makes sense to take a long, hard look at what you're being offered and then determine if there are any strings attached. When it comes to buyers, the costs are usually along the lines of limitations in choice of services and providers and timeframes, which can compel a rushed decision. One of the most interesting requirements of many relo packages is that you do not discuss the terms or benefits of the package with anyone, including your real estate professional. In turn, the approved agents the relocation company refers to you aren't allowed to discuss the terms or benefits either. So it's kind of on you to analyze whether or not the package being offered is worth the costs. Just make sure to do so before you sign on the dotted line, because once you do, you're at their mercy. Sticker shock. In an ideal world, you're moving from an area that has a higher cost of living, and the prices of homes will be a good shock to you. But quite often, when you're moving to a new area, it's an upward move, and the price of real estate is significantly higher than what you're used to. There's a good chance that you've already sized that up to some degree online, but the actual reality can be even more startling once you're actually out looking at homes and seeing how far your dollar stretches. This can be disheartening, causing you to lose time and miss out on some great homes while you come to terms with the cost difference. This is why it's best to spend some time learning what you can expect for the amount you're looking to spend as early on as possible. Don't worry, you'll find a perfect mix of high and low neighborhoods and houses as long as you work with a solid real estate agent. It just takes a certain amount of understanding what the values are and why in one area versus another. This isn't Kansas anymore. Wherever you're moving to, things are bound to be different than where you're coming from. This is true in many ways, of course, but let's focus on the real estate differences. It isn't just real estate values that will likely differ from where you're coming from. It's also 1. The styles of homes, the type of construction. 2. The sizes of homes. 3. The sizes of yards. 4. Landscaping. 5. Decor. 6. Amenities and types of utilities. 8. The feel of neighborhoods. 9. And many more. A lot of people try so hard to duplicate what they have back home. Sometimes that can be achieved, but a lot of times it just can't be. The problem with doing that is it can cause you to waste time and miss out on some great homes while you grapple with trying to find something that feels familiar to you. Embrace the differences and change. This will be exciting. And who knows, if and when you move away from this area, you may very well be yearning for what you had here in whatever area you end up moving to. Finding your focus. There's a good chance that you can and should be open to a bunch of different cities, towns, areas. Having options is a good thing, for the most part, but having too many options can also end up costing you a lot of time. Finding the perfect home in the perfect area can be tough even if you're local, but when you're relocating, you're often pressed for time. You only have so many trips you can take out to the new area to hunt for a home, and you usually need to line something up before you get to the area. So it's best to focus on a few areas before you even come out to look. Thankfully, the internet has made this a lot easier than it used to be, but it can still be tricky to get a real feel for an area until you actually see it in person. This all sounds pretty basic, but here's the real tip for this section. A lot of people relocating to a new area end up working with several different real estate agents in several different areas. That probably doesn't sound like a huge problem to you, since you don't have to pay a buyer's agent. They earn a commission if and when you make the purchase. But here are the issues that can arise when looking in several different areas with several agents. 1. Each one will be a cheerleader for their area. 1. Of course, they love the area they work in and probably live, and think you should too. That's totally natural and human, but it isn't objective. 2. Because the agents only earn money if you choose to buy a house in their area, they're likely to be dismissive or recommend against another area that may be perfect for you. So, if possible, try to work with one agent who can cover all the areas you're considering. Also, try to rule out as many areas as possible, as quickly as possible, so you can focus your limited time and energy on the areas that are perfect for you.